What's up, everybody? Wanted to do a little life share real quick. Look, we all have things we're struggling with, things that we defeated a while back, but they resurface. They come back to stress you out, to put fear on you, to torment your mind, to make you to believe lies. Listen, I have things to this day. As saved, as spirit-filled, as anointed as I am, I have things to this day that still come and get a hold of me. Things I still have to talk to my wife about and say, sweetie, this is all over me right now. I don't know what to do. And let me tell you something. God will use the things that you struggle with, that He'll use them as you surrender them to Him. Like, for instance, I still have things that I'm still having to deal with that were birthed out of an unsurrendered place in my life. Like, some of y'all might have kids that are from a time in your life when you weren't serving God, that now you're having to deal with a baby's daddy or baby's mama or something. Some of y'all have financial consequences. In my own life, I have financial consequences of previous decisions I made in my own understanding and my own strength that I still have to deal with to this day. Some of you have some, I don't know, physical issues in your body. I don't know what it is for you, things that are still lingering from before you surrendered that keep coming back up. Let me tell you something. God is going to use those things. There's some things, I am convinced of this. There are things God will just take from you because He knows you can't handle it. Then there's things that God will leave around, not because He's cruel, but because He has grace on your life, and His kindness lets you stay dealing with something so that through dealing with it and seeing that thing all the way through to the end, they're going through the long suffering. See, we like to call it patience. Patience is a really pretty word for a pretty brutal word called long suffering. As you go through the long suffering, there's things that you'll learn and grow in long suffering. Things that will come out of your spirit, man. Things that will come out of your spirit. Things that God can get downloaded in you through suffering, through going through trials and tests and tribulations that God has not delivered you from, but you're having to lean on Him in the midst of them. There are things you'll learn in that, and things God will impart to you that you would never submit yourself to that voluntarily. You would never allow yourself to go through that process voluntarily. So God allows things to happen in our lives that we have to lean on Him. Like Paul talked about the thorn in his side. Paul found through that God's grace was sufficient for him. Imagine how many other things that Paul faced that were a proverbial thorn in his side, things that he could not change even though he wanted to, that no amount of anointing and laying hands would change, that no amount of declaring and prophesying to would change, that he just had to deal with it, but he now knew how to deal with it and that he could get through it because of the thorn in his side that the Lord would not take out. There are things that God has yet to remove from your life, consequences He's yet to remove from your life, that if you will it's hard. Y'all, I had a struggle today. I had a real bad mental struggle, okay, with the financial stuff. And how many of you men out there know it is so hard for us, even after we've gotten breakthrough and laid down the finances, and I'm not my provider anymore, you are, Lord, that you see that bank statement. You see that opportunity that you can't take a hold of. You see whatever it is that is your trigger to start worrying about those things again. Then the spirit of fear wants to come in and say, you're going to fail, you're going to lose everything, you have to tell your wife and kids that it's all over, that you're going to have to give stuff back to the bank, that you're going to lose this and that and the other, you're going to be homeless. Y'all, the spirit of fear wants to come, especially on men, wants to come on you guys and tell you that it's all over, there's no hope. God did not bring you this far, set you free of things, and deliver you and anoint you for you to fail. Now, I'm convinced of this, that while I still have to deal with past consequences of my life, decisions I made in my own strength, He did not bring me this far to drop me on my butt, to watch me fail, to throw me over on my face and say, sorry, can't use you, you're unqualified because of what you did before you surrendered me. No. That ain't how this thing works. God will use anything that is fully surrendered to Him. I don't care how bad it was, what you did, where you went, what you should have done that you didn't do, the mistakes that you made. Let me tell you something. Them children of Israel, no matter how bad their financial, their slavery situation was, whatever it was, their captivity, no matter how bad it was, when they repented to God and surrendered to Him and submitted everything to Him, y'all, He delivered them out of captivity and bondage into prosperity, into wholeness, into righteousness. He delivered them out of all these things. And I'm telling you right now, God is going to deliver you guys. Don't you lose your faith. Don't you lose your tenacity. Don't you lose your vigor. Don't you lose heart. I'm telling you, God is going to see you through this thing. He may not take it all away at once. He may not take it away at all for a long time. I don't know what you're saying. But I know this. God is for you and not against you. And He's going to see you through to the end. You keep trusting God, because let me tell you something. The faith that you are going to acquire and get through this, the level of faith that you're going to see come into your life because of what you've been going through, because of what you've been dealing with, and because I'm not saying you were perfect and that you didn't always stress. You never stress. But what I'm saying is that you have continued to surrender that thing to God. I'm telling you, He is going to be faithful to you. He is going to bless you. And what you're going through, this is the biggest thing I have to say to you. What you're going through, you are learning something through this. He's imparting something through this. That the impartation and the understanding and the wisdom that you're getting through this is for something greater than what you're currently struggling with. If I could tell you anything else, what you're going through, what God is walking you through as you surrender it to Him, you are learning and being imparted something to you. He's imparting something to you that is for a greater purpose and for a greater use than just making it through what you're going through right now. I love you guys. God bless you. Reach out if you need help or prayer with anything. I'm here for you. If you're a man, I want you to join Core Men. Go look up Core Men's Group on Facebook. Answer all the questions, because you're not going to get in if you don't answer all the questions. God bless you guys. I love you. Have a blessed day.